Pulling up to Dan's house right now. Dude, I know you heard that.
Oh yeah.
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
You ready for this?
I am.
I hope you are, because I got the camera in your face.
Oh, great.
Let's open this up. Hop in. You can go ahead and drive it. I don't care.
Yeah. Here's my license.
How much do your neighbors like you? Give it some love, dude.
I don't know.
Love. One more time. Dude, it's blowing all the leaves from the ground. As much fun as that is, Dan, you gotta feel it from under the hood. Hold on, check this out. Don't worry. I won't let your hand get caught in the belt or something. Alright, hang on. You gotta feel the power right from the engine. Alright, so what you're gonna do, right here? Yeah. Like that, man. Let it rip. Alright, let's go for a ride. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Legit Street Cars. My name is Alex, and in today's video, I have a super special guest, my good friend, Mr. Dan Peters.
That's me. Hello, everybody.
Dan is a U.S. Navy veteran. He's a good friend of mine, and we met up a couple weeks ago and tried to come up with a good idea on how we could raise some money for you guys. And we were going to just throw a link in one of my videos, and I figured Dan loves my turbo Trans Am. I've taken him for a few rides when it had like a few hundred less horsepower, and he always got a kick out of it. So in the world of YouTube, everyone does reaction videos. So I'm like, I'm gonna get Dan's reaction to my 850 wheel horsepower turbo Trans Am 9-second car. It wasn't a 9-second car when you were in it last time, though.
I don't think so.
So we're gonna get some reactions from Dan, and then Dan and I are just gonna be talking. We've known each other for, man, a couple decades now, almost. Man, we're getting old. So we're gonna be telling some cool stories, and we're also going to be talking about an awesome, unbelievable charity that Dan turned me on to called Salute Inc. So I know you guys don't always watch the entire video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plug them right now. Their link will be in the video description box. We've started kind of like a fundraiser. We gotta set a goal for this fundraiser, though. I talked to the ladies today.
Okay.
What do you think, Dan? What do you think? How much should we raise?
100,000.
100 G's? Sounds good.
How many people are watching?
I don't know. I got 114,000 subscribers. I guess that's not that crazy, but
Everybody donate $1.
there you go. It's that easy. So no, what do you think? What do you think? What should our goal be? And then we'll hopefully just exceed the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Couple grand?
2,000?
2,000. All right, 2,000 is our goal, guys. Let's just completely destroy that goal. Dan and I are both donating as well.
My seatbelt's on.
Oh yeah, that better be. But I will leave all their information down below if you guys want to read all about Salute Inc. But Dan is also going to be telling us a lot about this charity and a lot about how it helped you out in a big time of need. So stay tuned. We're going to be talking about cars. We're going to be talking about this car, charities, veterans, and whatever in between. Fair warning, when Dan and I get together, a couple swear words may fly. So if you got kids around, earmuffs or whatever. So we're gonna head out to the country. We're getting out of Chicago because there's just no room. There's not enough room to blast this thing to any kind of reasonable speed.
With what we want.
Right. We're gonna be going nuts, right?
Yeah. Well, you are.
I might let you drive, dude. We'll see what happens.
I'm glad I went to the bathroom before.
So I got the drag radials out back. It's kind of it's a nice day. So we'll see what happens. But all right, we're gonna head out to the sticks right now. Probably grab some coffee on the way, and we will see you there. I don't know how good we can launch this thing, but let's give it a shot. Holy fuck! Shit! Dude, this thing actually hooked up.
Holy fuck!
You alright?
Yeah. Thought we were gonna flip over.
I gotta say, man, it is like, it's actually pretty cold today. It's like 40 or something, but it's sunny, and these drag radials bite, man. They bite. How does it feel compared to a few years back?
Oh my god.
It's a little different, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's
just a little, yeah.
It's probably a lot different because I think I had street tires on when I gave you a ride last time.
Yeah, we were on Harlem Avenue.
But dude, check this out. So I think since the last time you were in this car, I added Well, here, you can press the buttons, but there's the screen right here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little screen. It's got some buttons on it. It's called a boost controller, and since this car has a turbo on it, I can actually just turn up the horsepower. Like there's like a 300, 350 horsepower range at the press of a button.
Wow.
So just so you guys know, Dan loves cars, but he's not like a mechanic or anything. He doesn't know like a lot about them. So
I don't know anything about
but I've always been like, I always try to like tell him stuff in a very like basic way so he gets it. I think I do a pretty good job, right?
Absolutely.
So that was on kind of low boost, believe it or not. That was like one of the lowest settings we got. So we can actually whack this a little
turn
bit more.
around.
All right. You heard the man. I got to turn around.
Let's do it again.
All right, so check this out, Dan. Right now, we're in stealth mode, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
But if you see this button right here,
Yeah.
press it down like that,
Yep.
and now the exhaust is opened up. That's it. So basically, we just bypass the muffler, but I also have what's called a boost activated cutout, so I don't even need to do that. It automatically does it as soon as the turbocharger kicks in. It just opens it up, and that's why when you were revving it up at your house, I was telling you the leaves were blowing.
Yeah.
They're actually blowing in the front of the car because that dump is right under the engine, basically. So it's pretty cool. So now we're in race mode. Here we go. I told you I wasn't gonna let you know every time. We're having some traction issues.
Oh boy. Oh.
Right, let's try that again. You all right?
Yep.
All right, I gotta show you the trans brake. I'm showing you the cutout. I'm showing you the boost controller. And I got basically, you probably heard of launch control on some cars.
No, just on spaceships.
So this is even faster than that. So I have this thing, it's a trans brake, but you can just imagine it's launch control. But basically, you know like your cruise control stock buttons, how you can like set your cruise control?
Yeah.
So I took the cruise control off this car, like it's disabled,
Yeah.
but I kept those buttons so that way, you know how like cruise control is made so you can keep your hands on the wheels, like on the wheel the whole time?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, these would be great buttons to use for launch control, so I don't have to like, you know, after the launch, I don't have to like get my hand back on the wheel. So
Yeah.
my launch control is now setting the decel for the cruise control. So if someone ever drives this car that doesn't know that, they could,
Yeah.
you know, but it'll only work in a certain gear. It's got like some safeties. But anyway, we're gonna try that as soon as we get a good spot here. So I'm gonna set the trans brake.
Holy fuck.
Were we moving there? Not really.
No?
Dude, we are getting no traction, man. I was considering coming out on the street tires, and I'm like, no, dude, he's not going to feel anything with the street tires, but even with these.
Holy shit.
So we just did a badass burnout, but
Wow.
we just heated up the tires pretty good. We got to take advantage before they cool off. I love the sound of this thing, man. I swear. Okay, hang on. Here we go. We'll slow down a little bit. All right, dude. We're gonna let this bad boy cool down. We're beating the beating the crap out of the car right now. Let's talk about Salute Inc. Let's tell some stories. I got an awesome story to kick this off.
Yeah, go
So. I'm talking to the ladies at Salute Inc. to set up the fundraiser.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we love Dan, you know, and Salute Inc., by the way, guys, it's local to us. Dan and I live in the city of Chicago, but Salute Inc. is in Palatine. Dude, God forbid I say they're in Chicago. You know, Chicago people are they'll flip out. They'll be like, that's not Chicago.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
You get people that are like, yeah, I'm from Chicago, and then they're from Schaumburg or something, you know, right?
I hate that.
I hate that. So
I'm one of those guys.
I'm talking to the ladies there, telling them, hey, we're gonna film this video with Dan, and they're like, oh my God, we love Dan. So they'll like, and then they put me on speaker. They're like, he's filming with Dan. So they love you, and they're like, they were telling me about their best fundraiser, like the one that they raised the most money for, was the one back in the day when you first, got injured and everything.
Yeah.
And I remember this. I mean, I got pretty drunk, and I know why, because you were instigating the whole time. So they told me, they told me that you wouldn't let anyone in that didn't buy a solo cup. So because they had helped you out, donating money, helping you out when you didn't have any, and you wanted to pay it back. So
that
Dan,
was my block party.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Basically threw a multiple kegger.
For my block party.
Right. That was such a great time, man. I'll never forget.
All the neighbors were very happy with me.
Oh, they loved it. Man, we had a crew there, but I'll never forget the speech you gave. Like, well, man, you were slashed at this point too. But Dan's like the type of guy, he doesn't want anyone ever feeling sorry for him. I mean, Dan's blind, obviously, and he got up there and was talking about how he lost his sight, but he didn't lose his life, and I'll never forget it. It's something I think about all the time. Like, whenever something becomes difficult for me, I think of Dan. Like, that speech has just stuck with me. The rest of the night, blur. But
Glad you had fun.
Right, that was awesome.
When I was in boot camp, I started complaining about headaches after doing a lot of more physical activity than I'm used to, and not sleeping a lot. So I started complaining of headaches, which actually was 12 times in 8 weeks.
My gosh.
And after 4 times, they sent me to the mental health clinic because they said I was withdrawing from drugs and alcohol.
That's what their initial thing was?
That's what their initial thing was.
I didn't know that part of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I went and saw, a psychologist, and of course he signs off fit for full duty, everything. So I graduated boot camp on time. I went to Gulfport, Mississippi, and I was able to get my Excedrin extra strengths, from the PX, the Naval Exchange, wherever. I didn't have to ask, like in boot camp.
Right.
And so I got through that. Still a lot of headaches, but I kind of just chalked it up as like a family, family history of migraines. So I graduated, and I came back home to Chicago for reserve. So I was reserved for like 2 months. And then my eyes started blurring up a lot. So I went and saw an ophthalmologist on Christmas Eve. And took dilated my eyes, took some pictures behind my eyes. And noticed a big shadow behind my right eye. And immediately sent me down to the emergency room for an MRI, CAT scan. So I found out I was diagnosed with brain cancer. And I had surgery the day after. And after that, it was pretty much, I went blind. I could see a tiny little bit, like a light off the TV.
I remember when it was like hopeful.
Yeah.
There were some days where this might come back.
So, but then, luckily I was, I did my blind rehab and everything at the VA, and after I was done with that, I was asked if I wanted a guide dog. So I went pretty quickly after, and went out to Michigan to train with my guide dog for a month.
Okay.
And I still wasn't retired officially at the time.
Right.
So I wasn't getting my pension. And that's when Salute stepped in. Awesome people, great organization. I love everybody there. They're so nice.
They seem amazing, and they help out.
So they helped me get a new apartment,
right,
for me and my dog, for the first and last month's rent, and then an extra month, until I was able to get my pension.
Right. So they basically bridged the gap.
They bridged the gap. When at the time I needed somebody the most, that helped me out. Otherwise I didn't know where I was going to be able to go or stay.
Right. And
I could have stayed at my grandma's, but
you could have stayed at my condo.
I could have stayed at your house. I could have,
there's a lot of people
there.
that don't have that. You know what I mean? Like, some of the stories you read on their website are amazing. People get out, PTSD, they're missing a limb, something like that. They need help.
Yeah.
They are people that want to work hard. They want to work hard, but they need a boost, in between. So
to bridge the gap in between.
Right. And what's
to
awesome.
get to where you know where you eventually want to be. You know, that's,
Yeah.
everybody needs a little bit of help, and yeah, that's what Salute's there for, and they do a great job of helping out people every day. You know, it's countless number of examples I can
Right.
but.
And then you've helped them out, like, so Dan is, he's on his feet, obviously, everything's kind of, this is many years ago that this all happened to him, so he's got his own house, he's helping out, other vets, donating now back into Salute.
I have my own car.
And Dan's got his own car. What you got? You got a Buick, the little SUV, right?
Yeah, Buick.
So he's hit a few things, but it's not that bad. We put these thick rubber.
Luckily, I know a car guy.
Right. He knows. I fix it up for him all the time. But no, Dan actually does have a car. But there's a grant. It's kind of a long thing, but they give you a grant to buy a car for whoever's going to be driving you around for the most part.
Yeah.
There are some really good charities, and like Salute is just unreal with their. What's awesome is like veterans are hardworking people. So like Dan, he's gonna donate back into Salute. Like that's how it works. People kind of come back. Which is fantastic, and you also were in a commercial for them, and then they do a lot of stuff. Like I live in the northwest side of Chicago. They're doing the Turkey Trot, so they sponsor all sorts of stuff. So Dan's been involved with them for a while.
Team Salute.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be promoting them. We promote a lot of stuff here on YouTube, but why not throw a good cause in here every once in a while and have a good time? I hope you're having a good time. I think we need
a great time.
I gotta wake you up every minute,
You gotta remind me that we're in the car.
Oh, we can open her up. Let's do that again, Dan. What do you think?
Yeah.
We're totally going 55, by the way, right?
I can feel it tickling my stomach because we're American.
We're American. All right, let's punch this off the line. We're probably gonna spin all over the place, but this is for the U.S. vets right here, okay? We'll do a better one in the spring. We can get traction, but hang on. What's the fastest car you've ever been in?
This one.
It's this one. Nice.
Yeah.
Just want to make that official,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, there you go. We got some traction. Dude.
You got me.
I gotta say, man, I love Chicago, don't get me wrong, but it'd be a lot of fun living out here.
Yeah, you can't do this kind of stuff.
We can't do this over where we live. But then again, we're not that far.
No.
It took us like 45 minutes to get out here, and it's like, dude, we gotta do this more often, man.
Yeah.
I think we should start a little segment on the channel. Rides with Dan?
Stealth.
Yeah, go stealth.
Stealth.
We need stealth.
Stealth mode.
There it is. There we go. There we go. It's pretty nice, right?
I think next time I should drive.
I think so too. I mean, we're on the open highway now.
Yeah.
But at least now in stealth mode, we probably won't get pulled over and arrested. I think those farmers were getting probably pretty upset with us.
Yeah.
Although I think we would have gotten out of a ticket.
No doubt.
No doubt. Dan's got his military ID. We'll show him the video.
No, I would have ran into the cornfield.
Oh yeah, that's right. He would have gotten away. Dan was an awesome football player, by the way, and basketball and everything. He was he was the jock. I was like the gearhead, and we were still friends.
Somehow, I don't know.
So we're gonna end this video, guys. Please check out Salute Inc. down below in the video description box. Great charity. We are going to be doing our fundraiser, so you guys can kind of check in on us, see how much we've raised from this video. At least a couple $100,000, right?
Oh, easily.
Easily a couple $100,000, or at least a little portion of that.
I think 2,000 was our goal.
2,000, 10%? Is that 10%?
I think that's
Who'd you have for
That's
math?
like 2%.
Was that two? I had Ziegler for math. Who'd you have?
Ziegler.
All right.
I think we were in the same class.
I think so. Thanks, Mrs. Ziegler. So with that being said, guys, happy Veterans Day. Thank you to everyone who's currently serving. How many vets are there?
I think 20 million.
20 million vets or something like that. So awesome. And yeah, we hope you share this video. You enjoyed this video. We're gonna have Dan around for some more American holidays with the Trans Am. And with that being said, guys, have a fantastic day.
Please help out. Thanks for donating if you do.
Do it for Dan.
Do it for me.
We'll see you guys all in the next video.